Oh, we got Hendy in the fucking cut. He's joining. As I got the Space Ghost Perp music in the background, he is joining. Look at his beautiful face on the screen with the long hair. Woo! Let's pause the Space Ghost Perp. Yes, I had just some old Space Ghost Perp tunes playing in the background to start off. Look, you've always had the hair long in your life, is that right? Like a majority of your life?
Fuck yeah. Yeah, majority, and then for a while I kept fucking cutting it off, like buzzing it and shit.
So, have you ever had a full buzz cut?
Yes.
What age was this, and what was the reasoning?
So I was at boarding school, and I kind of just did it off of a dare.
Who dared you?
Just the other kids.
Was there any other weird dares going on down there?
Man. And not anything I should probably get into on the air.
Yeah, that's all good. Did you know that there's a boarding school in Idaho that was not Idaho. Yeah, it was Idaho. And it was a cult. It was like the entire time it was a cult, but the judicial system didn't know that it was a cult. And these kids were like pressured into doing like the people that run the thing would like leave kids in the middle of the forest with like a couple granola bars and like a blankie, and it would give them like survival missions to like test their strength for like society or some shit. It was so weird. And one of the people that was in it was like this comedian guy, Adam Egget. He was on Joe Rogan talking about it. Have you ever heard of this shit?
No, but it seems pretty accurate for Idaho. I mean, the boarding school I was at was out in Idaho, and they got away with some fucked up shit.
Which we don't need to get into. But what type of monster is that, though, you're sipping
on? Original.
What's your other flavor, like fucking monster flavors that you fuck with? Like non-original flavors?
The red one.
Yeah.
Pretty much like any red energy drink.
What about the watermelon one?
There's a watermelon one?
My part of town. There's one in the Wawa's I go to. Oh, yeah, you don't have Wawa. Do you have Wawa's?
Nah.
What's the, like, convenience gas station store around you that's, like, top-notch that everyone goes to?
Thornton's.
Thornton's. So that's, like, the 7-Eleven of your area?
We have 7-Eleven, too, but, yeah, Thornton's also. It's like Thornton's, Speedway, and 7-Eleven. And even then, there's not that many 7-Elevens. Like the more up north in the Chicago area you go, you see less and less 7-Elevens.
Word.
They all get shut down for like selling kids alcohol and shit.
Yeah. Like me and Voji, we were always in fucking Baltimore, and there's this smoke shop, and there's this like Arabian smoke shop guys, and we always like try and get Black and Miles, and he's like, I cannot do this no more. They will shut me down. And all this shit. My friend.
They're not lying when they say that.
Yeah. But we usually, when they like get pissed at us and don't sell us shit, Voji will be like, he'll just go up to like an old guy, be like, "Yo, can you buy me a Black and Miles?" You know,
man.
Have you seen the Lou Ratchet memes of that? The Lou Ratchet. You know the comedian I'm talking about?
I might, yeah.
That shit
sounds familiar.
I'll send you him. That guy's. He's the where your mom at guy.
Oh, yeah.
Where your mom at? That's just his.
There's a kid at my last treatment who used to say that all the fucking time.
Where your mom at? Yeah, shit.
He said he would go on Facebook, like he went on like some Facebook post where like the fucking kid's mom died, and he was like posting about the funeral, and he's like, "Where your mom at?"
Yeah,
was so
yeah. My
bad.
friend Drew did that. There's this kid at school whose mom died, and he like accidentally said like he was just walking around, and he was just like going up to people, and he was like, "Where your mom at?" And then this kid just like put his head down and walked away. And then like a couple of days later, he found out about it. And he was like, "Oh shit, Mike! I told whatever his name is, where your mom?" Like shit. Oh man, that shit's so insensitive, but it's funny. Anyways, what's been going on with your life that you want to speak on these past few months, and that's been stopping you from putting out new content that you can speak on?
Well, I mean, when I was making content the last 5 months, I'd say it got kind of rough because I was involved in that drug culture that I always was speaking on, and like one day I decided I had enough with it, so I got myself into rehab, and I'm at a halfway house right now, and yeah, Grandmaster Hendy's completely sober, no drugs, no more.
That's good. What was the like day? Talk about the day that you decided you needed to do this. What was that day like?
Um, well, for the last couple of weeks, I was just smoking a shit ton of Delta 8, like a shit ton, just like burning through carts. And I ran out of money, and um, the person buying them for me wasn't really too crazy about doing it for me anymore either. So I had no money, no one to buy it for me. And I was like sitting in my bedroom, just like melting the wax from these carts onto like a little cotton piece that was in them, trying to like squeeze a few less hits out of them. And I wasn't able to do that because I had done that like 5 or 6 times before when I had run out of money and excuses beforehand. So um I guess it just sort of hit me like all at once that I had like completely wasted my entire young adult life. Well, not my entire. I'm still young, only 20, but pretty much everything from like age 13 and above was just completely wasted to that culture. And I just felt like a fucking idiot, and I just threw the lighter and the carts at the wall, and I'm just like, fuck this shit. I don't want to live like this anymore. Um, so I just went to my parents and I said, look, it's time. And at this point, they'd already given up. They've lost hope, and they were just like, yeah, this is what our son's destined to be, I guess. Like, and yeah, it was just really out of the blue. And it's like, I was at my parents' house for Thanksgiving today, and like I was talking with my uncle, and he was like, yeah, I expected you to get sober, just not this soon. So like most of my family was expecting me to do this well into my 30s. And yeah, I decided at a young age to just get the help that I definitely needed. And yeah, I went to a 90-day program out in Arkansas, and I'm not gonna name the program, but um, just because they have enough money, they don't need any promo. And
Yeah.
but basically at this program, it was really a lot of different shit that they did from the last program, and there's these two main components. There's canine therapy. So basically what happened was when I went to the rehab, Um, we get into the parking lot, right? And they hand me all these two people meet me out there, and they hand me this little black dog and a leash. You know, that's like just crazy. You never see that at any treatment center. Like this
Yeah.
is like one. I think this is the only place that did it. So now I have this fucking animal that's instantly attached to me, depending on me, and that shit really changes you because there were several times where I wanted to leave, just go back to my old shit. But I didn't because I kept thinking about that puppy, you know.
You ever think? Let me like create a theory. You ever think maybe in order to take care of yourself, you have to take care of something else, and that taking care of something else helps you take care of yourself? Is that you think? Ever think that's the reason they do that?
Um, yeah, I think that's one of the reasons. I think it's also sort of like a symbolism of your recovery, like just having something like grow along with you.
Yeah, I feel that.
I think that's huge as well. So works per it's like you spent 3 months with this dog, and it grew along with you, and now it's out on the outside with you, and it's sort of just like it kind of helps to keep you on the straight and narrow. Now, obviously, I know kids that went there. The ages were like 14 to 26, so I was with a variety of different people, and a lot of them were just sort of like, um, "Oh fuck this," you know, I'm gonna graduate, but I'm just gonna go back to what I was doing, and a lot of them did. Um, so yeah, now they have like these dogs, and it doesn't make much difference. You know, the dog still loves them. The dog's not gonna realize that you're doing drugs. So you know, I could easily like pick up right now. The dog's not gonna, you know, hate you for it. I mean, they were against cigarettes at this place. You know, almost all the other rehabs I went to, there's some sort of access to nicotine, but this place was totally against it. And you know, of course, I start smoking cigarettes, doing nicotine as soon as I get out of here. And you know, the dog doesn't pay any attention to that. You know, the dog's just focused on you, like as your soul. So,
Yeah.
and the other piece of this program was they used this term. It's isomorphic, which basically they put you in situations like, so they had like a lot of like high ropes exercises. So you'd be like climbing up these like telephone poles they have laid around the woods and shit,
Mm.
and you know, you'd be on a harness and you'd have to like do these like high ropes exercises, you know, 50 feet off the ground. Really crazy shit. And it fucked with you mentally.
You feel like Batman,
Especially if
probably.
I really did, dude. It was crazy. Like I never realized how scared I was of heights until I actually got up on them.
You know what Batman, like Batman Begins made me just feel like I just want to go to like the Himalayas and just stumble upon some like random training thing, and then a bunch of, you know, ninjas just train me to be the chosen one. Doesn't
Yeah.
everybody just wish that happened to them?
I mean, your life would be a whole lot interesting and more fulfilling, you know. I
Yeah.
think anyone could agree with that, but no, we're podcasters. Get our fulfillment from talking to others.
Learning others, experiencing others.
Exactly. Like I would be just as okay hearing about someone who went through that scenario you just described, you know, without having to experience it myself.
Yeah. But for real though, I do want to travel. Like, do you have an urge to travel in your life?
Oh hell yeah. Yeah. Each time I go to a treatment center in like a more like rustic area, I want to like live there or travel there more. Like Arkansas is a beautiful state,
I just
and
have so many ideas of like, what were you saying?
no, I was just saying like there's so many different parts of the United States that I want to go to. Like, I'm not that crazy about traveling the world, but I love the United States and just want to see it more. Because that's already like a big enough country where it's like you have all these different climates and areas you could visit. You have like mountainous regions, you have tropical, desert, you have all of it.
You know what I was thinking? Well, mainly because I watched a video. It was like top 10 hardest to invade countries.
Yeah.
Ours has got to be up there. Like, nobody's ever invaded our country except for like a couple hundred years ago. Minus Pearl Harbor, but like that was like a random island.
That was an attack.
That was an attack. That wasn't an invasion. Yeah, that was all aerial. Yeah, exactly. That was all aerial. So there probably wasn't a single Japanese soldier that touched the ground. And if they did, they probably either died or got.
I mean, there was like submarines, and that was about it. They were like reconnaissance.
Yeah, but there's never been a full-out invasion or occupation of the United States. Never fully. Since like there's been, yes, the White House has been attacked and burned down, but like that was literally 200 years ago.
This country is a lot smaller back then too, and if you think about it now, there's so much different climates and spaces to attack that like you would need troops that were trained for like all sorts. Like you have like mountain troops and like naval troops, you know, like all sorts. You have to be able to have an army that can address all climates. Like let's just say if like the Iraqi army were to attack us, the only place they would be able to attack is like the Southwest. Like this country's pretty much impossible to invade, you know. And we're not even we're discussing like the military might, you know, that we have.
And well, you think about China though. Like how it would honestly, despite the 1 billion people they have there, they're surrounded though. Think about it. We aren't surrounded. Like if you ally Russia, India, Japan, Mongolia, South Korea, Afghanistan, all of them closing in on China, it's a win.
Oh yeah.
Like China's quite invadable, in my opinion.
Well, again, the most important thing is military might. Like right now, China has like a stronger navy than we do. Or I wouldn't say it's generally stronger, but they have like more ships than us.
But a single citizen gets you're not expecting random citizens of China to get the whole neighborhood with the straps together. You know, in Memphis. What's up?
No, I was gonna say if anything, they would try to rebel against the Chinese government. They'd be like, "Fuck this shit. We're tired of living under these conditions."
Exactly, and then but in America, you imagine like a group of like terrorists entering Memphis. Oh my God, that would be hilarious. They would be dead in 2 days. Oh my God!
Those people get mad if you wear the wrong color. I mean, imagine if like China came into Memphis and they're saying like, "Oh yeah, we're taking this over." Like,
rest in peace, Young Dolph. But a comedian made fun of Young Dolph after he got murdered, and this comedian got shot and assassinated 2 days after he posted like some shit about disrespecting Young Dolph. Rest in peace, Young Dolph. Big fan of his music. Rich Slave is one of my favorite albums.
Yeah.
No, I'd say the new face of Memphis, for sure.
Most definitely. And he's been around for so long. It's like I think he was around even when like I started getting into rap, and well, I mean that's not really saying much. That was like back in like 2014. But still, you know, it's like he's always been a consistent part of, I think, a lot of kids, you know,
Yeah,
experience listening to hip hop.
for sure. Exactly. And also, I've been glad to have interviewed someone who's worked with him, and that person is from 3 6 Mafia, to see Juicy J and Project Pat, who I've interviewed. Project Pat, work with them shows the respect that the OGs of Memphis have for him. And when the OGs of Memphis respect you, that's an honor. It's really an honor if someone like from 3 6 Mafia fucks with you. Like that's probably one of the most cosign out of any cosign that I like to have. I'd like any member from 3 6 Mafia to cosign me.
You know, and from what I understand, it's hard to make a breakthrough in that particular city because it has like such a specific like sound and history to it.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that city in particular, I'd say New Orleans is in the same kind of boat.
Yeah. I do miss that crunk shit though. I miss those shitty ass synths that Lil Jon would use.
Fuck yeah.
That shit's, oh man. I miss Lil Jon. That shit was fun. That was fun to listen to. And also the 504 boys, charge a fee. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That shit.
Yeah, I think I've heard that, yeah. I mean, dude, it's like I need to get into more old school because it's like for so long I have the exact opposite path. Like I feel like a lot of people started off listening to old school, but it's like for me, like I started off on Young Thug, Rich Homie Quan, like that whole Rich Gang wave. I think we all
I love Rich Gang, yo.
I was just listening to Da Vinci in the car today with one of my friends.
So Rich Homie Quan did a song with Quando Rondo called Rich Homie Quando. And it was really, it's a shitty name, but the song's really good. So it has like this cool like character arc for Rich, for the people singing. It's like 18, I was thugging hard, 21, I was selling. Like it's just like, it's one of those storytelling type of songs. And it was made in 2018, which is like, I really wish Rich Quan would have gotten way bigger than Young Thug. I think that would have been way more interesting to see. Just a huge, I just like Rich Quan was more significant to me when he came up than Young Thug, in my opinion.
I feel you on that because they both had a unique sound, like a unique cadence. But I think Young Thug was more out there with his, just because like just a high pitched voice, and I think all the sort of femininity surrounding him.
Yeah.
Also, it got him negative attention, but it was attention nonetheless. I mean, you remember? I feel like everyone called him gay until Jeffrey came out. Because once Jeffrey came out, everyone's like, oh, it's confirmed. We don't really need to talk about it anymore. Or at least I don't remember hearing anyone talking about it in my circles. Like all those people
Yeah.
when Rich Gang was a big thing, they were like, oh, this dude's gay, for sure. Even when Barter 6 came out, they were like, oh, this dude's gay. And then he has an album cover wearing a dress, and it's just like, oh, fuck it. I mean, that's what we were saying. And
it's very common nowadays for kids, I'm in high school, so high school kids wearing guys wearing maid dresses. As a joke. You know what I mean? Like, it's very, I think that's good though, in a way. Because I think we need to get away from the dominator culture, the male brain, feminine. I think it would be so cool to have like grown up in even though we all know pussy runs the world, I feel like if society was set up in a way where women controlled everything, not everything, but in like I think it's time for society to become more feminine, not in a like way where we're losing our morals, but in a more emotional way. Like femininity is not like you show off your ass. Like it's more like the stuff that you talk about. Like me and my friends, we're feminine in the sense that we're always talking about our feelings and how we are impacting other people. We're always thinking about other people. We're always thinking about how we can be better, like people to each other. And I'm not saying men don't talk about that, but men are known for being more serious, more like not able to talk about their emotions due to stereotypes and the way society's set up. I don't know. Does any of that hold any value to you?
I can see both sides of it, man. In terms of like emotional and being vulnerable, we actually learned about this in rehab. That yeah, men are expected to hide their emotions, straight up, and I think that's wrong. Um, but I think that a man can be emotional and vulnerable and still sort of fulfill that role of protector and provider.
The gender role should not be thrown in the trash can by the progressive thought. That's what is happening.
Absolutely.
And I disagree with the progressives that think that the gender roles are a construct. They are in a sense where they are, but they're in a needed construct, in my opinion. And I feel like in a partner relationship, in the sense where two of the same gender are together, same orientation, whatever, one has to fill a role in which another person, one has to feed the baby the bottle.
Yeah. No, I don't like the shift where it's like women get the shit on men now because of like reparations. Like I get mad when I see men like simp and get blatantly manipulated and mistreated by women.
That's why I don't take shit from these bitches, yo. Like, I'm not trying to like be all mean and shit, but like, I just, if like there's these bitches in school, they call me Jeffrey Dahmer all the time. So I tell them to their face, yo, quit calling me Jeffrey Dahmer. Your fucking nails are chipped. You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm not trying to sound all tough. I'm saying, don't let the pussy control you too much, okay? Or the bussy, Anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. No, facts. Sorry, facts. There's nothing wrong with doing that either. I mean, they want to act, and when I say they, I mean like bitches, not women, because there's women out there that are very respectful, but I'm saying like there are a group of females out there that act all tough,
The ones with the hot Cheetos.
Yeah. Hot Cheetos and like,
bro, I told you can't have any of these. Like, what the fuck? No, you can't. These are mine. I paid my money for these. I paid my money for these Cheetos. Or they walk around with a Starbucks like it's beer. Ain't enough creamer in this, yo. What the fuck? That bitch at Starbucks, yo. Fuck. I really ask it's fucking fired, yo. This fucking dumb whore. Like, those type of bitches.
First of all, when you say money, I think you mean EBT card. Just want to make that clear.
What's the EBT card?
Like food stamps.
Oh shit! Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like shit. No woman that acts like that is gonna be fucking paying for it. Or EBT or their man's credit card. Man.
Yeah, or their dad's.
Like I've met you'll meet some hardworking females if you just go to the South. Like when I was in Arkansas, I met some hardworking females that, wouldn't take shit from no man, but they didn't give shit to no man. You know what I mean? Like, I was able to see them on the same level, and it honestly changed my perspective on things. Like I think a woman, like there's a reason why you see basically only uh female nurses,
Mm.
like because it's not that like it's the only, like there's plenty of female doctors out there. I've had female psychiatrists. I like
Yeah.
I had like a female surgeon remove my left testicle. I mean, like straight up.
Yeah.
Like, but some, well, I'd say, well, no, I'll fuck it. I'll just say it. A lot of girls just want to be caregivers. They want to take care of something. They want to nurture something. They
That's
want to make
they know
sure.
their role in this world, and men feel so lost due to the lack of confidence and the self disrespect imposed on them after being disrespected not by themselves growing up. Here's a thing that Charles Carroll of MDE said. Why does this is a statement he said, every man's first sexual experience is traumatic.
You know, that hits home.
I know that. I'm not gonna go into it, but it's always like weird. It's always like something fucks up, or it's uncomfortable. You know?
It's uncomfortable. You get berated for something.
Yeah.
Can't perform. I mean, you know what I hate? It's like when a woman makes fun of a man for not being able to last long. First of all, like that's just straight. That means your pussy's good if your man comes in like less than 10 seconds. Straight up. Like don't call them a pussy, you know. It's your pussy that's you know, too wet and drippy and soft that it feels good on a man's penis. But yet women want to be all like, he only lasted a few minutes. Yeah, fuck him, yeah. Put him in junk mail. Put him in junk mail, queen.
Put in junk mail, queen. Well, I mean, it's like, oh my god, he last 10 seconds. Okay, then just go again. Get another fucking. It's just like, okay, continue. Like it's not that big of a deal.
Another condom. Quit your bitching.
There we go. Yeah, man. It's just like, because all women do is, I mean, that's the thing though, is it's like, people think that like, it is this sort of invisible force that runs the world, that causes the assassinations, that controls the banks. I mean, that's probably all true, but in reality, it's not some dark Illuminati that runs the world. It's pussy.
Amen. That's why I'm going. So I'm taking a little period of abstinence here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like for real, and my life has been better for it.
Yeah.
It genuinely has.
You still
Like,
jerking it though? You don't do no fap, right? You're not those fucking freaks, right?
Nah, fuck no fab. If anything,
Thank you.
my jerk off capacity. Yeah, you know, I'm glad I can talk to another man about this because there are guys who's like, oh, no fab.
Oh, I don't jerk off and now I levitate in the ground. Like,
yeah,
like it's like this. It's like people that like don't jerk off think that they're like fucking Sifu from Kung Fu Panda. Like,
yeah. If anything, you're hurting yourself. Like, think of like when they act. Like, think of like when it's like 12:01 on like December 1st, and it's like they finally just break. Like, you know how yellow their semen's gonna be, just like the pure concentration of eggs that they'll have in their semen.
yeah, bro.
Like it's good to jerk off. Like you really are cleaning your pipes. You're getting rid of old semen by doing that.
Got a question. Have you ever had to pee, but you also had to jerk off, and you had to choose, choose jerking off instead of peeing, and then you instantly regret it, and then when you're done jerking off, you instantly start to pee.
Dude, That's why I always pee before I jerk off. Like it's not that hard.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, why would you put yourself through that?
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's some. Oh man. That's that real. That's the real. That's the real struggle we go through. We yeah.
Now, if you all of a sudden have to pee while jerking off, that's a different story. But if you consciously make the decision to say, "Oh, I'm gonna wait," like you're already probably doing it in the bathroom anyways. Like,
Yeah, bro. Shit. No, but let's go into the manifesto you wrote. Do you want to speak on that?
manifesto.
Started.
Oh, um, yeah. So I basically wrote this thing in rehab. So like, when I was coming off of that weed fight, which I still kind of am, but like when it was still like heavy on me, I started kind of writing about the fall of Western society and just the direction that we're going in as a society. And I wrote a lot of crazy shit in it, honestly. Um, I wrote down the problems and I wrote down what I thought at the time would be solutions. And it was some pretty crazy stuff. I'd say a majority of it is better for off camera, just because if you knew the mind state I was in, you'd be like, oh, yeah, makes sense. But nah, man, it's we're fucking up right now as a people. We're fucking up. It's cultural degeneracy.
It's also a lack of awareness of how unoriginal we are. Like everybody thinks that we're this novel force, this novel sort of like we're so different and new when really the gladiator matches with the free food being passed out to calm the citizens is no different than the cheap food being given at the football games to calm the citizens, and the basketball matches and the postings on the gram about Kevin Durant's ashy knees. It's to calm the citizens who are being trained at birth to be willing slaves to and become wage junkies. Like this is really that's what it is. And also everything's just a reflection of a past. Everything in this society is a reflection of a past society. The shamans, the ones who control the emotions and the spiritual direction of the followers of the shaman, as said by Terence McKenna, is no different than a performer performing on a stage, orchestrating the emotions of those who watch it. The modern day shamans and druids are the rappers. You know what I mean? Everything's a reflection of a past civilization, and that's why we're gonna fail, is because we're gonna think how novel we are, and we're gonna be like, it's like you look at all the fucking sci-fi movies. The reason everything goes to shit is because they think, oh, we're gonna start something new, and we're gonna invent this new technology that's gonna make everything better. And one of those things that we're going to make is just going to fuck everything up. It's only a matter of time.
Our downfall of society can be found in so many aspects of our culture. But one of my favorite examples would probably be Adam 22 and No Jumper, if we're talking about the podcast realm.
You know what Terence McKenna says about culture? He says, culture is a plot against the expansion of consciousness.
Yeah. Imagine if we had no culture. Like there's cultures where like if you kill like every like third born child, like your crops grow faster. Now that was ripped straight from Rick and Morty, but it's couldn't be truer. Like there's shit like that, and it's like, why? And it's like you it's like wear a mask because it's for your own good. Get the vaccine because it's for your own good. Like, just a little insight. In order to get into a halfway house in the state of Illinois, you have to get the vaccine. So guess what I had to do? I had to get the vaccine, and I got my booster shot a couple days ago, and I feel like shit. I feel slow. I'm not dying or anything.
You know what Terrence McKenna says that I disagree with that I'm going to play right now?
Hmm.
We never again are going to be, a small tribe of hunter-gatherers with our flocks on the plains of Africa, enjoying our mushrooms and our orgies at every full moon. Somehow, long, long ago, that option was cut off. Shucks.
I think I'd like for that to happen again.
Amen.
I think he was obviously sort of making a joke, poking fun at the fact that we were expanding. But I feel like we need that reset button. And I feel like, why do a lot of modern villains and superhero films romanticize the reset? Think about that.
I won't lie. The more I'm in the world again, the more I feel like I'm crazy because I've been reindoctrinated with technology and corporate nihilism. It's always just buy this, buy that, do this, do that. The thing I was going to say about Adam 22 is that remember his ex's first interview with him? How much different Adam 22 was. Just a very open-minded individual, and just willing to hear out people no matter how controversial they were. Like X allegedly beat up a pregnant woman. Like, that's not really someone you want to have on your podcast. Logically, I wouldn't care. I would just want to hear their story,
Same, yeah. I've had some fucked up people on my show.
Yeah, I mean, that's none of my business. But I feel like now whenever Adam 22 gets on the air, he already has his opinions in order. And that's a problem when you're a podcaster, is that you shouldn't have an opinion unless the time, calls for it.
Yeah, that's why, like, when I did play my base interview with Project Pat, the first 10 minutes I was asking him about, like, collaborations and features. And then I could tell, like, he was just, like, a little bit, like, just reluctant to really get into it. And then the next 20 minutes afterwards, we were talking about religion and spirituality and how we view the world. And those were the golden moments right there. It's because, like, I sort of threw away my view of what I thought we should be talking about. I feel like when you throw away the initial mindset going into it, because everybody wants you to have the same mentality in the beginning, middle, and end of everything, I feel like that's counterproductive to growth with the person you're with.
It's like now I'm expected to get a job. I'm expected to, like, pee in a cup every week or so. It's like I feel so chained down. It fucking sucks. And it's like when I have this manifesto in front of me right now, I felt so liberated when I wrote it. Because I felt like I was actually making a difference in people's lives when I was in treatment, and I was writing this stuff and reading it to them because a lot of people believed it.
But now it's like the wall is being built in front of you.
Like, I couldn't write any of this shit that I wrote now. And I feel like part of that is just reacclimating to society. Like, now I'm, like, in school right now to get my commercial driver's license. And I'm expected to just drive around the United States until I die. Which, I mean, fine. I mean, I don't have to be around people. I'm not going to be like some drone in an Amazon warehouse anymore.
You'll have a lot of
But
gay sex, anyways.
I mean, fuck yeah, but just just pare back. I'll shut up.
Ooh, this is. Anyways, yeah, nah. I mean, I can't hate. Then again, I can understand the the one of the saddest things I've ever gone through, which a lot of people would consider a luxury, is running up to the desktop computer to clock in. Woohoo! I get to do some shit for 6 hours. Like,
imagine if you were able to just get it all yourself without having to go for that middleman.
Yeah.
Imagine if you didn't even have to use money, which is why if you want, I'll read a bit of this manifesto, at least the introduction.
There we go.
So this was like when I first got to rehab. I was coming off of a drug burn, psychedelics, weed, and other substances. And this is what I wrote. Western civilization has crumbled. We can't trust our leaders to continue doing what's right any longer. Not like we could to begin with. I would look back into the history books to find simpler, better times, but find myself wondering whether those events even happened. The people on our dollar bills are distant gods from a harsher time. We are told to look up to them, when in reality we are told to worship the paper they are printed on. Currency has controlled us for so long. It is a necessary medium of exchange because we are incapable of assisting or knowing our fellow man. Everyone is scared of one another. There is no incentive for working together, only money and other perversions. I advocate for abolishing currency altogether. I advocate for truth. Truth is, we were all lied to by our leaders, by the generation before us, by the media, even by the people that raised us. Intentional or not, they are all liars.
Yeah, the perversions part sticks out as well.
Pussy rules the world and money.
But what we need is that. That's what we need. It's the anarchy.
Notice how any of the people that might diss our podcast will never talk about this.
Yeah, this is me and you always get into the beautiful. Me and you and Zip, like I don't really have the same conversations that I do with like Ziploc or you or Fire Emoji. Like we always get into the nitty gritties. Ziploc expands my mind, allows me to grow. You expand what I've always realized is my truth. You know,
solidify it.
You solidify it. Yes, you mold the metal into place for the thoughts that have been there for such a long time. Because I've always had these thoughts. It's like I'm 13 or 12 watching Office Space, watching a film about how draining corporate life is. And people in my family are like, oh, you don't understand any of that shit. It's like, yeah, I do. I do understand it. It's that getting a desk job sucks. What else is there? And my uncle, like, when he saw me watching it, he explained to me, yeah, I had a lot of shitty jobs, and that's why I quit the shitty jobs that I had. And I moved forward and got a job as working on telephones for a cable company, which is not that bad. It's active. You get a huge ass truck that you own that gets to climb up and down, and you get to see good views, and it's like, you know, that's what I want to hear, and that's what I'm glad he explained that part of his and viewism to me, and that's why it's kids don't think that or anybody watching at a similar lost place as me and him are, because me and you were both really equally lost in a way.
Yeah,
it's like don't be afraid to be a scholar. Read the occult literature. Don't fear the occult. Don't fear God. You know, don't fear religion. Don't fear the antithesis to the religion. Don't fear what you can learn.
When I was writing this manifesto, when I stopped writing it, I was analyzing Christianity, and somehow I just lost inspiration. And I think that's the moment where I started to become indoctrinated in society, grabbed me by the nuts and started pulling me back into their schemes.
And that's probably why you graduated this rehab. Which shouts out to you for doing that, because that's the first time you've done that. That's what I heard from you. But I mean,
At what cost?
right? That's yeah. I like this look though. I'm definitely getting that like a real tat, like the anarchy symbol on my middle finger. What do you think?
Yeah.
Like, doesn't that look beautiful, bro?
Hell yeah, it all shaded in.
Should I get it painted this way or like this way?
Definitely, yeah, with like your middle finger.
Ooh, how about this? One on this side down this way, and then on this side upwards.
That could work.
So then, like, it depends on what. Yeah. This is gonna be beautiful. I'd be like Brian. So you know how I found No Jumper? There's this really good porn star, Brian Gosling, and he's a male porn star who runs a straight porn site called Hookup Hotshot. Best porn site in my opinion, hardcore shit. And he has He has a Ouija board tattooed on his chest. Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, bro, it's so dope. Like he's like, bro, hardest hardcore shit. Like his girls be throwing up in his videos. It's disgusting. Anyways, but that's like I'm not saying every video I watch his girls throwing up, but like it's anyways, it's pretty. Anyways,
okay.
Yeah.
Admittedly, I've been holding this microphone the whole time, and I have not selected it as an input.
That's all good.
Oops.
I still got good audio. Like if
How's the sound now?
It sounds good, but I mean, if I had bad audio, then I would have told you. So without the mic, it was good.
The computer has good speakers, but
yeah.
I just thought it was funny. I didn't even have to be holding it up like this.
Yeah, but nah, bro. I hope that we can develop this manifesto together, and we will be known as political scholars and geniuses after we complete our plan, which this will be looked at as just sort of the brainstorming sessions for this plan. And I'm not afraid to say that this plan is will be remembered generations to come. And I'd like to thank you for coming on the show, and there's so much that we're going to be talking about off camera, but if you want to check out any podcast that he's done, you'll hear a lot of these similar topics on his podcast. He's done interviews with Eamon, Jace, among others, Dead Internally, including, formerly known as DJ Young C. On Instagram, you'll know him as CGP is Dead. Go check it out at Northwest Colt, link in the description. Anything else you want to say before we wrap this up?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that it's good to question. It's important that we question the ongoing events in our society. A lot of them are either bullshit or staged, but aside from that, I'm glad to be back home. I'm glad that I'm at least physically healthy, and gonna start making podcasts real soon. Got several new co-hosts that are gonna be joining me on the show. People I think you guys will really enjoy. That'll be a good support for the show. And yeah, follow me on Instagram at Northwest Cult, or if you want my personal, it's at Grandmaster Hendy. And yeah, thanks Mike for having me on the show, and hope we can continue working together and I can bring more content to the people.
Of course, bro. Thanks for coming on. Stick around. And bye.